So welcome to Pantech eLearning. Okay. So today we are going to see about Android application development using Kotlin, and it's just an introduction only. Okay, so how we can use Kotlin language and what is the difference between Java and Kotlin language, why we are doing with this Kotlin language, what is the model view architecture of this, and then what are the current trending technology in Android 10. Like that we will see in this today's webinar, Android application development using Kotlin. Okay, so and then this program is sponsored by SIVET, organized by Department of Computer Application, and the webinar on Android application development using Kotlin. Okay, so thanks for this wonderful webinar by SIVET College of Engineering and Technology, and I like to give thanks to the special department of computer application, faculty members and HODs and then principals. Thank you for this wonderful webinar with Pantech eLearning. So let me start the session. The session topic is Android application development using Kotlin. So this is the agenda for today's session, like introduction to some other OS. Okay, first of all, this is OS based, right? So Android is also OS based, mobile OS based. So first we will see about some of the OS available before Android. Okay, then we will be move on to introduction to Android and then introduction to Kotlin and how Kotlin compiler is working. Okay, and then Kotlin versus Java and then futures of Android 10. Okay, so Android 11 the beta version is released, but till now not released for public. So we see about some of the features in Android 10. Okay, so this is the today's agenda. Let me start the session and let me see enter into how we can build an Android Kotlin using Kotlin language. Okay, so introduction to OS. The first for mobile operating system. Okay, so we have different type of mobile operating system before Android came. Okay, so before Android came we have different type of like BlackBerry or Windows or Mac OS, iOS. Okay, and then Bada OS. Like that we have different type of OSs according to the mobile operating system we have. Okay, so let me see what are the different type of mobile operating systems available before Android, then we will see about Android. Okay, let's check the 1 second audio. Mobile operating systems available. Okay, so first of all Windows. So Windows is everybody will know about this. So Microsoft Windows. Okay, so for Nokia mobiles and all Windows, like Nokia Lumia mobiles. Okay, so like that mobiles and all we used Windows OS, right? So Windows OS mainly it's focused on their own OS first of all, and then they are not upgrading to 3G because they are still in 2G. So they now they signed with Google and then they started to use Android also. Okay, but Windows is also one of the sleek OSs only, but the RAM management under something somewhat heavy when compared to Android. So Windows OS. Then mostly Windows OS is a mobile operating system. Okay, so it's developed by Microsoft and then it's used for smartphones and PCs. Okay, so This is the about Windows OS. Next one, Symbian OS. Okay, so Symbian OS is, I think most of the person will be use this OS. So we need to touch hard. Okay, if you touch hard the screen, you will be enter into the next screen. Okay, so we can touch with nail or some other pencils. Okay, so it will be moved to the next. So it look like so hard, but before Android, one of the OS mostly used means this also Symbian OS is also Symbian OS. Okay, so the Symbian OS developed by computing platform designed for smartphones, and currently it's maintained by Accenture. Okay, so it's developed maintained by Accenture by Symbian OS. Okay, the next OS is Bada OS. So it's look like an Android only, but mostly in Samsung phones, right? So we used before the Android is came, we are used in Samsung phone like Samsung Galaxy, like there's some different type of mobiles they released. In that we used the OS is this one. Okay, so this is called Bada OS. So I think this one everybody will know about this OS, because before Android coming, the most popular OS in the is this one only, Bada OS. Okay, so Bada OS mainly it's programmed in C and Java. It's developed by Samsung Electronics, and then source model mixed with open source and proprietary. Okay, so mixed with open, that is both open source and proprietary. Okay, so we can't tell about it's a full open source. Okay, so this one is developed by Samsung Electronics. And then next one, BlackBerry. So if you hear this word BlackBerry, means most of the persons will be tell about this is mainly used for business purpose, right? So this OS BlackBerry, it's owned by BlackBerry company itself. Okay, so they developed by Research in Motion, and then it's in programmed in C++, and source model it's closed source. Okay, so first of all you need to know what is the open source and closed source. Okay, so most of the persons will know about that, but I just give some recap what is open source and closed source. Okay, so open source is whoever can develop the application. So for example, we can take it our Android versus iOS. Okay, so Android, if you want to develop an application for Android, means you can develop with your own PC, and then you can install that application with your mobile phone, and then you can check it out your apps are working properly or not. But if you want to develop an iOS, so we have some we need some authentications, right? So based on that authentication only we will develop the OS, develop the applications. Okay, so it's a closed source. Okay, so open source is whoever can access and whoever can do modification and whoever can deploy the modification and check it out. But iOS is totally different. So this is open source and closed source different. Okay, so here the source model is closed source, that is BlackBerry is closed source only. Okay, then iOS. So iOS currently it's released yesterday's beta version only. So here it's organized by Apple, and then C++, Objective-C. The OS family is Unix. Okay, so we have different type of families. For example, if you take our Android platform, means the Android platform OS family is Linux. Okay, so why we are using the family is, for example, if we have a building, the building will stand in with a basement, right? So they have some basement. Without basement, the building will be not consequently stand. Okay, so we need some basement, right? So like same thing only. Okay, so if you want to build any OS, for that OS we need some basement. So this family is under basement. For iOS we are Unix. For Android we will call as a Linux. Okay, so like that we have different type of OSs families. Okay, so next we enter into the Android, how the Android is developed, and then how we build. Okay, so say hello to Android. So introduction to Android. So first of all, Android is a open source. I already told you it's a Linux based operating system. Okay, so it's a family, comes under Linux based OS, and then it's a open source. Open source means whoever can access the Android or modify the Android. And the detailed example of open source means, for example, everybody will know stock Android, right? So stock Android is nothing but first the pure Android without any installation of some of the few application, major important application only they installed, and then there is no application belongs to, that is pure Android. Okay, so for example, if you take an like Redmi, okay, it's Redmi mobile, I think Redmi Mix something is there, Max something model. So they are giving only pure Android. Okay, after, for example, if Android 11 is released, means releasing time, what is the Android apps contain and what are the options contain. So that is the pure Android. Okay, so in that pure Android, who are all signed with that Google, for example Redmi or Realme or Oppo, Vivo, like that, they are signed with Google. Okay, so the Google developed the Android OSs and then they published it to each and every mobile companies, and then their mobile companies will remodified the OSs. For example, if you take an Redmi mobile, we have MUI version, right? MUI version. So for example, if I release Android 10, so Android 10 will be altered, that is customized by Redmi. Okay, customized by Redmi company, and then they will give their own UI, MUI. Okay, so that is the open source. Okay, they also can customize their own OS. Okay, that is called open source. If you take like OnePlus, we have Oxygen OS, and then if you take Samsung, we have One Hand UI, and then if you take Realme, we have what is that, Color OS. Okay, so like that we have different type of OSs, OSs will be there. Okay, so they will modify, the companies will be modify their own OSs with the colorful manner and then give it to us. Okay, so that is the one of the thing. Android is a open source. Okay, so Android was developed by Open Handset Alliance led by Google and other companies. Okay, so that is what the first Android introduced. First after introducing of Android, okay, the first was introduced on September 2008. Okay, the first commercial version is Android 1.0, released on September 2008. At the time, it's released only, but again the Google announced we will after developing a new versions of OS, I will publish the OS for each and every company. Whoever need, we can sign in. That is Open Handset Alliance. Okay, so some of the companies are joined with Google, and then they publishing the OSs each and every year. So today, I think yesterday only, Android 11 beta version is released. Beta version is not for public, it's for developer purpose. Okay, beta version is released, and then first beta version, that is in Android version. Okay, so the first beta version Android software development was released on Google in 2007, and then in 2008 first commercial version is released in Android. Okay, then after that 2, 3 is not released. Then they announced the next Android version 4.1, that is Jelly Bean. Okay, so Android version always started with some food recipes name, but the Android next one, Android 10, Android 11, okay, it will be not with any name, it's just an version name only. Okay, so that's it about introduction to Android. Then why we are using Android? Okay, so it's a open source, so we already discussed about that open source. And then larger development and community reach. Larger development and community reach means most of the companies will use their Android developments, and then most of the companies are consuming the Android. Okay, so that is larger and increased marketing and then marketing ways also increase, and the inter-app integration. Okay, inter-app integration means like it's a Google based company, right? So the Google will not allowing any other third party apps. Okay, so it will be allow all the apps. Okay, that is inter-app integration. Otherwise, if you are if you are clicking into the in WhatsApp any link, okay, it will be move on to web browser or any other YouTube. So like that it will be communicate with inter-app integration. Okay, then reduce the cost of development and then higher success ratio. Okay, so that is the thing we are using Android. And then features of Android. Okay, so like we have beautiful UI. That is about UI already we already discussed, like Oxygen OS, MUI, Color OS. Okay, so these are some of the company OS. Okay, but if you take an purely Android OS means they will call us a stock Android. And then we have another one, Android One also. Okay, Android One means nothing but they will give all the what is it? They will give all the updating. Okay, all the updates during for nearly 3 years, 3 or 4 years they will give. So the Android One we have, and then stock Android we have, and then even more. Nowadays in India, most of the persons are using an low-end device, right? Low-end UI device. So for that purpose, we need to know about like low-end devices like some of the low-end devices we can use Android Go. Okay, so it will be used for they have some separate apps. We can install those light versions of apps, and then we can use those apps. Okay, that is one of the beautiful OA. And connectivity, we can connect it with our TVs using screen mirroring or Wi-Fi direct. Okay, or using Bluetooth, you can connect Bluetooth. Like that we can do whatever it is. Okay, then storage. Okay, storage everybody will know. Then media supports, it will be support up to 4K or HD, like that. Okay, then messaging is all about everybody will know. Then web browsers, and then multi-touch. Okay, and then multitasking means we can run different type of apps using splitting of two screens, and then we can get the output and resizing the widget, multi-languages. Okay, and then GCM, and then Wi-Fi direct, Android B. Okay, so these are some of the features. We will see about these features detailedly in coming session. Okay, so history of Android. So history of Android, you can see 1.5, 1.6, 2.0. So up to 9.0 we have Android Pie. Then Android 10. So Android 10 and then Android 11. So they will name it as a directly version names only, not with any other recipes names. Okay, so this is the Android versions details. And then next one, introduction to Kotlin language. So how we can use. So normally if you take Android application development, it will be before this one we started using Java only. Okay, Java language only we started to using. But 2017 Google announced the Kotlin is the official language for Android development. But till we can develop the develop using Java, and you can install in your mobile phone and then you can run it, it's not a problem. But the Google announced the official language for Android development. Okay, so this program is developed, language is introduced by JetBrains, and then the Kotlin is an open source programming language only, and then it's an object oriented programming language. So everybody will know that OOPS concept. So object oriented program, and then functional features like Unique platform. Okay, so there are some Unique platform features we have, and then it's an object oriented language, and then it will be announced like official language in 2017. Okay, then why we are using this Kotlin language? Okay, what is the advantage and what is the disadvantages of Kotlin? Okay, so the first one is easy language, right? So easy language is, it's a functional language only, very easy to learn. Okay, so it's not like a functional based language, it's very easy to learn, and it similar to Java only. Okay, normally what we are doing with Java, like creating a class or creating a function like that, it's similar to Java only, but very easy to remember, like Java. Okay, then it's a more expansive, and code is it's very more expansive and very easy to read and understandable. Okay, so that's why it's a easy language. Then runtime and performance. Okay, so it's runtime and performance, about we will see in next presentation, because we have a graph about runtime and performance. And then consistency. Okay, consistency is nothing but Kotlin is based on Java virtual machine only. Okay, like what we are doing with if you want to run the Java program, you need Java virtual machine, that is JDK, right? But same thing only, it's based on JVM only. It's a functional language, so that's why we need JVM. And then it's reduced the boilerplate code program, okay, compared to any other programming language. So that's why it's consists. And then interoperability. So interoperability is like Kotlin is a mature enough to build an application. Okay, so it's a less complex manner, so that's why they were called as an. And then brand new. So brand new means it's a new language. So now the developer will want to fresh start. Okay, so not a replacement of Java. It's a fresh one. And then it's a user defined. We have like update. Okay, compared to Java, we have new update in Kotlin language. Okay, so that's why we are using this one. Okay, then disadvantage is the namespace declaration and non-static declaration. Okay, so the namespace declaration is like it allows the developer to declare the function in the top level only. Okay, so namespace declaration is it allows the declare the function in top level functions only. And then we can deploy the many places in your application. It's hard to understand the function. Okay, so that's why it's a disadvantage of namespace declaration. And another one disadvantage is non-static declaration. Okay, non-static declaration is nothing but it does not have a usual static handling modifier. Okay, so like Java. So in Java means they have static handling modifier. Okay, based on the task it will be give the result, but it does not have a static handling modifier. So that's why it's a problem with some of the developer who are using a Java. Then they need to postpone to Kotlin language, means it's some of the disadvantage. Okay, so these are some of the advantage and disadvantage of Kotlin language. And then we will see about Kotlin compiler, how it's working. The compiler is one of the main thing. Okay, right? So because in Java also we were using some of the compiler. Using that we are producing the .java C file, and then we are executing the output. Like same thing only here also. The Kotlin is a programming language and it has own architecture. Okay, so it allocate the memory and produce the quality output of the end of the user. So here you can see I showed you difference between Kotlin language and Java language. Okay, so if you take a Java language, you have a source file, then name it with java.java. Everybody will know about this. Next one, if I run the code, the compiler will be using Java, that is using compiler I am converting into the Java bytecode. Okay, so the bytecode file will be test class, that is after I am building a .java file, then compiler will be converted into the bytecode and then sent to the Java virtual machine. Like same thing only, the way of building the extension is different. Okay, in Java compiler we have Java C, but in Kotlin compiler they name it as a Kotlin C. Okay, and then extension of Java file is .java, that one we know, but the extension of Kotlin is .kt. Okay, so kt is the extension of Kotlin language. So but both the working process is same only with Java. Java virtual machine. Okay, so about Kotlin, and then Kotlin internals. Okay, so we have compiler language. Kotlin is a compiler, so just like a Java, Kotlin has a separate compiler language. Okay, and then we have that if you want to run the code, we need to compile as like same as a Java, and then Kotlin source code is normally stored in the file of KT. So we discussed about last slide, and then generator.class files are packaged and executed using the standard procedure. Okay, so using some standard procedure only, it will be execute the code, and we can check the output and working of the applications. Okay, so this is important. The next one we will see about Kotlin versus Java. Okay, because it's a main thing, right? If you want to develop an Android application before 2016 or 15 or 14, we know Java, but now they announced as a Kotlin as a official language to develop an Android application. So what is the difference between Kotlin and Java? We need to know, right? So here I am having some of the few clips of code, some the basics of code. We will see about what is the difference between this Kotlin and Java. Okay, so Kotlin versus Java, and one thing we need to know, we can develop using Java also. Okay, we can develop the application using Java also, it's not a problem, but it's a Google based language. It's a Google based language, so that's why I am telling you Kotlin is Java. So here you can see the blue line represent a Kotlin language, and another one red bar is represent as a Java. Okay, so here we have a compilation speed. Okay, compilation speed between Java and Kotlin. So this is the compilation speed of Java and Kotlin. So mostly almost it's working like some other, approximately after first execution almost it's executing like same thing only. So compilation speed, and then performance speed. So performance speed you can see like compared to Java, we have a performance speed is high. Okay, Kotlin language performance speed is high. Okay, the compilation speed is almost equal, something equal only, but the performance speed is something different. Okay, so compared to Java. Okay, so that is important. Here we need to highlight the point, performance speed, and then here you can see how to print the string. Okay, so here we have both Java code and then Kotlin code. So if you take a Java code, here you can see like here you can see we can system.output println like Pantech eLearning I am printing. Okay, so here if you want to print, we need to use out system.out.print. Okay, if you want to print a new line, you need to use system.out.println. Okay, so like this we need to use if you want to use Java, but if you want to print using Kotlin language, we can directly print this one. Okay, so print Pantech eLearning and println Pantech eLearning. But here you can see like it's like a Python, right? So here we are using a like colon, semicolon, but here we are not using the semicolon. Okay, so this is the way we can use that is the difference between Java and Kotlin for printing statement. Okay, so when we comes to the next one is constant and variable. Okay, so how we can build the constant and variable using this one. Okay, here you can see Java. So if you want to create any variable, we need to use string, and then that is data type name, then name of that string. Okay, so here like this we want to give pantechelearning. Okay, then final string you can use pantechelearning, like that also we need to use. That is if you want to use mutable type of mutable. Okay, first of all you need to know what is mutable and what is immutable, right? So mutable is nothing but for example, if you are taking a is equal to 10, if you are giving a is equal to 10 means at the sometimes, okay, I will try to change a is equal to, try to add a is equal to 10 comma 11 means if I use like this, if I done with any other language, any other variable means already I have a is equal to 10, then I am adding a 11, it's added means that is called mutable. Okay, that is called mutable. But if you have a is equal to 10, if I trying to add another one variable 11, but we can't add means that is called immutable. Okay, that is called immutable. So here if you want to build an string name, if you want to build a mutable type of thing, you can use string name. Otherwise, if you want to use immutable, you need to use final string name in Java. But here Kotlin is totally different. Okay, so if you want to do mutable variable, before that you can use var, so it's a mutable. If you are using val, it's a immutable. Okay, so that is the difference between constant and variables. Okay, so here we have, so it's easy compared to Java, it's easy, right? So just mutable means var, immutable means val. Okay, so that is easy only. Like some of the data types here you can see, like number of numbers, characters, boolean, and then array, string. So these are the characters we are some of the data types. Okay, and if you want to assign the null values in Java, you can see, so this is the, if you want to assign the null values in Java, you can use string other name. Okay, so our other name is equal to none. That is, we need to declare the variable name, and after that we need to give the null. But if you want to do with the Kotlin language, we want to use var, the name, and then string question mark, and then other name we need to save it as a like this. Okay, so like this, if you want to assign the data types like number, character, or boolean, array, string, and then if you want to assign null values like this. Okay, the next one, MVP. So before we are going to MVP, you need to know what is model view. We have different type of MVP are there: model view architecture, model view controller, model view presenter. Okay, what are the most, why we are using like this means, if you are developing any software, okay, if you are developing any like web application or any other application, okay, so they have some architecture, they have a way to build your app like this way only, they have some architecture. Okay, so if you are, why they are using like some architecture for building an app means, whoever come new for that project, they need to understand that your concept, right? So that is the use of MVP. User will be understood about your concept. So that is the use of MVP architecture. So not only for Android app development, each and every application development we have this architecture in different name. Okay, but here for Android development we have MVP, model view presenter. Okay, so model view presenter is view, so viewer who can access the UI, and then presenter this one, and then here we have an application helper in the model. Okay, so user will, based on the user interface, user will be use the whole application, and then they will tell to the developers. Okay, so this is the architecture of MVP for our Kotlin language. Then here you can see, I already told you we have different type of model view controller, model view presenters, and then model view model. Okay, so here the basic difference between MVC, MVP, and MVVM. Okay, MVC is nothing but for like what is that, to develop an applications like in Java. Okay, so here high, low, difficult, unknown, low, the based on the attributes it will be changed. But MVP is our Kotlin language to develop an Android application. So all or everything is low, and then good, and then model SRP is S. Okay, so this is the basic difference between MVP, MEC, and MVVM. Okay, and then features available in Kotlin. Okay, what are the features? Okay, like lazy initialization. So if you want to initialize any variable name, we can easily initialize the variable name, and late initialization. So like two way we will be have, so lazy and late, and data class we have a class, and we have seeded classes also. Seeded classes means protected. Okay, so if you are creating any class, it's protected, and then extension of functions also available. Okay, extension function is nothing but if you are doing any other language type of, if you are importing any other language module to your to your Kotlin language or to your Android application development, we can use that one. That is the extension function. Okay, so we can apply the other language functions or packages using this extension function. So these are some of the features available in Kotlin. And then tools to build the Kotlin setup. So Atom, these are the programming text editor. So if you want to install Atom, okay, and then IntelliJ Community Edition. Okay, so this is 2.16 and 3. These are the basic versions if you need to install if you want to develop an Kotlin language. And Genome Terminal, it's a terminal only, and then we need to install Kotlin 1.0.5. okay, so these are one of the main thing if you want to develop a build an Kotlin language. Okay, then features in Android we will see that is almost we conclude the session. Okay, we will see about some of the important features in Android 10, and then we will finish it up this session. So Android 10 normally they will call it as a queue. Why? Because they don't need to use any other recipe's name. So here you can see iconic button, one of the gone. That is, you can use the gesture friendly move for going back or going forward using without iconic button. Okay, so that is one of the main upgraded in Android queue. And then we finally achieved the dark mode, right? So before that we have some dark third party app, or we are using somewhere dark mode, and we are using somewhere in not a dark mode, right? So we finally achieved the wide dark mode, so in Android 10. And then we have new theming option, like we have new iconic options, and we can new iconic pop-up options and all is there. Okay, so that one. And then live caption is nothing but if you are taking any video, and then for that video automatically it's create a subtitle. Okay, so for example if you are telling in English language, so automatically it's create a subtitle based on your video. It's a real time live caption. Okay, so not a offline, so it's a real time based on the video we can. And then big changes in app permissions. Okay, so app permissions, when we comes to know app permissions, I like to tell you about iOS, right? Because the iOS next version, okay, so the iOS next version they given even more privacy settings compared to this one. Okay, so what are that means? For example, if you are taking an that is iOS, now the current version of iOS is 13.6.1, but next version of iOS is 14th version. So they given, for example, if any app using a mic, okay, in your Android phone, here we will get some in notification bar we will get one notification, this app is using the mic. Okay, so this app, if it's a camera accessible app, means this app is using camera, like that you will be get a notification in notification bar. Okay, so this and all one of the secured privacy settings using iOS. But some of the apps compared to Android, iOS is backup, one of the backward only. Okay, so we have a lot of technology apps, lot of trending apps, and lot of options are available in Android apps. But when we comes to privacy, the iOS something is different. They are focusing something is different. We can even I think it will become soon, as soon as possible in Android also. Okay, and then we are input a sharing option. Okay, so we can share like different type of apps in iOS 10. and then it should be supported for foldable phones also, like Samsung foldable phones, Hawaii Matex, like that we can that. And then fast charging. But if you are using if you are using fast charging more number of times, your battery capacity will be reduced. Okay, so try to avoid the fast charging. If you are free means you can use 5 volt type of for charging cables, and you can use for that one to charge your mobiles. If it is an urgent means you can use fast charging, because it will be reduce the battery capacity according to the research. How much you are using fast charging, it will be reduce the battery capacity. And then few more like digital well-being, and then smart replay. We can use some of the assistant chatbot, you can replay the thing, and closing privacy loop codes, and 5G is important, right? So 5G also nowadays is coming. So this is the things I need to tell about today's session, introduction to Kotlin, Android application development using Kotlin. Okay, so I hope everybody will enjoy this session. If you have any other doubt, you may ask the question, I will reply you in chat box, I will reply you. And one thing, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe the channel and hit a bell icon. You will be get a notification each and every time. Okay, so if you have any other questions, you may ask. And then we have Instagram. We have an account in Instagram. If you are not following means, you can please follow with Instagram. You will be get an project type of details with Instagram. And then if you are new to this channel, please subscribe the channel and hit a bell icon. And if you like this video, you can hit a like button. It will be useful for us to placing even more like this technology related videos to you. So attendance links available in our comment box. You please use that link and then use it down. So it will be available till 2 p.m. only. So please use this and register for your e-certificate. Okay, so that's it about today's session. So I like to tell about some other things also. And I like to tell about this one. This is my 15th webinar. Thank you for Pantech eLearning, and thank you for supporting those colleges who are conducting this webinar. And then I like to tell you about some other like internship based. Okay, so this one IETE Pantech internship program. We are conducting an internship partnership with the Institute of Electronic and Telecommunication Engineering. Like 1 month internship and 5 days internship. So if you wanna join, you can join with those application domains like MATLAB, RA, artificial intelligence, OpenCV, and application development, Arduino. So you will be get a certificate with IETE and then some domain knowledge also. Okay, so it will be applicable for both 1 month and then 5 days also. So if you are wanna join, I will show the numbers. You can call to that numbers and you can register for your internship. And then thank you. And then if you want upcoming event or further more information, you have contact those social media apps like WhatsApp and then Telegram. And see here, if you wanna register internship or if you need like this webinar for your college, you can contact this number, Mr. Sendil Kumar, Mr. Srinivasan and Mr. Kumarasamy. So you will be they will help you about internship and webinar details. Okay, so thank you all. I hope everybody will enjoy this session. So shall we meet on another one nice session, that is evening session is about blockchain. So if you are willing to join with us, you can join at 4 o'clock about blockchain. Okay, so we will see you on blockchain webinar. Thank you all.